Chosen one, listen carefully. People are talking about you. Not in the way they talk about ordinary things, not in the way they waste words on passing moments. No, this is different. Maybe they don't say it to your face. Maybe they smile politely when you're near, pretending that nothing unusual is happening. But the moment you step away, the moment your presence leaves the room, the whispers rise like smoke in the air. They talk about your strength, how you keep standing when others would have collapsed. They talk about the calm that lives in your eyes, how you carry peace even in the middle of storms. They talk about the unexplainable difference you radiate, something they can't name, something they can't fully understand, but something they cannot ignore. And you must not mistake this for empty gossip. These whispers are not random. These murmurs are not meaningless. What they call rumors is in truth confirmation. Every word they speak in secret is proof. Proof that you are marked. Proof that you are sealed. Proof that you are chosen. If you are receiving this message, it is because you were meant to hear it. Your life itself has become a testimony that others cannot deny. That is why they talk. That is why the atmosphere shifts when you enter the room. And that is why this message has reached you right now. So I ask you, seal this truth with action. Press like as a sign that you accept your identity. Subscribe if you have not yet, because more confirmations are waiting for you. And write the number 99 in the comments, because 99 is the number of the flock, and you are the one set apart, the one heaven refuses to lose. Chosen one, they say you are too good, too patient, too forgiving. They whisper that no one can really be that genuine, that no one can carry that much compassion without expecting something in return. But what they do not understand is that your kindness is not an act, it is an overflow. It does not come from performance, it comes from essence. Even when you are weary, even when your own heart is heavy, you still extend your hand to someone else. You still choose mercy over revenge, forgiveness over bitterness, love over indifference. And this unsettles people. It confuses those who live trapped in selfishness, because your life confronts their shadows without you ever speaking a word. They don't always admit it, but they notice how you give when you have little left. They see how you comfort others while you yourself are in pain. They wonder how you can smile when life has struck you, how you can still bless when others would curse, how you can still believe in goodness when the world shows its cruelty. And though they may mock, though they may question, deep inside they know this is not ordinary. This is not natural. This is divine. Some of them murmur that you are naive. They say, nobody can really be that sincere. But the truth is their words reveal their own emptiness. They cannot fathom a heart that beats with eternity. They cannot imagine a spirit that carries love so deep it unsettles the proud and heals the broken at the same time. Your kindness is not weakness, it is fire. Fire that melts arrogance. Fire that softens hearts of stone. Fire that burns silently but undeniably. And here lies the mystery. The same people who question you are the ones who secretly admire you. They may never confess it openly, but in private conversations they say, there's something different about them. Something pure, something untouched by this corrupted world. They watch you carefully, even when you don't realize it. Every act of compassion leaves an imprint they cannot erase. Every moment of tenderness speaks louder than sermons they ignore. Chosen one, your kindness is a paradox. It makes the proud uncomfortable, but it makes the broken feel safe. It provokes jealousy in some, but it stirs hope in many. And every whisper about it is a silent confession. They see the light you carry, a light that does not come from this world, a light that testifies of eternity itself. That is why they talk. That is why they cannot dismiss you. And here is the urgency. Do not let their murmurs make you doubt your heart. Do not allow their questions to silence your generosity. Because what they fail to realize is that your kindness is a weapon. It is the sharpest contrast to a world that has grown cold. It is the evidence that you are not ordinary. You are chosen, but listen closely. Because the whispers about your kindness are only the beginning. There are deeper things they say when you're not around, things that reveal even more about who you truly are. And those murmurs, they carry a truth that will shake you when you hear it. Chosen one, there is something about you that leaves people unsettled, something they cannot fully explain, but cannot deny either. They have watched you walk through storms that would have left others shattered, and yet you remained standing. They saw betrayals strike your heart like knives, losses that could have drained every ounce of hope from your soul, trials that seemed designed to crush you completely, and still, you refused to break. They whisper about it in hushed voices. Some call it resilience, others call it stubbornness. But deep inside, they know it is something else, something beyond human comprehension. They ask themselves, how can this person still rise after all that? They cannot understand how you survived nights filled with tears that no one saw, or mornings where the weight of disappointment pressed against your chest, and yet you chose to stand up and face another day. They cannot explain how, when life pushed you into darkness, you still carried light within. It doesn't make sense to them, because they only measure strength by muscles or by pride. They don't realize that true strength is forged in silence, in the secret places of the soul, where only you and heaven know the cost of every scar. Some admire you quietly. They say, I don't know how they keep going, but I wish I had that strength. Others speak with envy, their words laced with disbelief. It's like nothing can touch them, like nothing ever destroys them. They try to convince themselves it's luck or chance or some strange coincidence. But the truth, chosen one, is that what they call resilience is fire from above. It is not natural. It is not learned in books or in self-help talks. It is the flame of heaven burning inside you, lifting you when gravity of pain should have dragged you into the ground. This is why even your enemies can't deny your strength. They've seen you face what should have ended you, and instead of falling apart, you became more refined, more dangerous, more radiant. Your strength has become a living mystery to them. They try to hurt you, but the very blows they strike only shape you into something stronger. They throw stones and heaven turns them into stepping stones beneath your feet. And so the whispers grow louder, because they realize that what fuels you is not ordinary endurance. It is divine power. But here lies the deeper revelation. Your strength exposes others. When they see you survive what crushed them, it confronts their excuses. When they see you walking tall after storms that would have buried them, it forces them to admit that there is something greater holding you up. That is why some admire you and others resent you, because your very survival is proof of a strength they do not have. Do you see the paradox? They can't stop talking about you, because every time you rise again, you remind them of something eternal. Your life screams a truth their mouths can barely whisper. You are unbreakable not because of who you are, but because of who carries you. Your scars are not marks of defeat, they are trophies of survival. And every murmur about your resilience is really an admission. Heaven is holding them. Heaven is sustaining them. Heaven is protecting them. Chosen one, take this as your silent crown. The storms that nearly killed you became your testimony. The betrayals that tried to poison you became the evidence of your endurance. The losses that tried to empty you became the well where your faith was refined. And now, even the ones who never believed in you are forced to acknowledge that you are still here, stronger than ever, blazing with a fire that refuses to die. But listen carefully, because the whispers about your strength are only scratching the surface. There is something else they notice, something even more unsettling. It is not just your endurance in battle, but the invisible force that walks with you, the peace you carry when everything should be chaos. And that rumor, the one about your unshakable faith, is the one that terrifies the darkness the most. Chosen one? There is something about you that makes people pause. Something that lingers in the air long after you leave the room. They notice it when everything around you is falling apart, and yet your face does not mirror the panic. They notice it when chaos rises like a storm, but your eyes carry a strange serenity, as if you see something invisible that keeps you calm when others are consumed by fear. They cannot put their finger on it, but they whisper among themselves. Something about their connection with God is different. They have watched you pray in silence, not in performance, not in long speeches, but in quiet whispers that no one else hears. And then they notice how situations shift. Doors that seemed closed begin to open. Shadows that seemed heavy suddenly fade. They try to dismiss it as coincidence, but their hearts know better. They have seen too many changes after your prayers to deny the truth. It unsettles them because it means there is a realm beyond what they can control, and somehow you have access to it. Even your words carry weight they cannot explain. You don't need to shout, you don't need to argue, you don't need to demand. When you speak, there is an authority that pierces deeper than the volume of your voice. They feel it. Some admire it, some resist it, but none can ignore it. It is not the strength of your personality. It is the echo of heaven resonating through your lips. And here is the mystery. Your faith makes people uncomfortable because it reminds them of what they lack. When they see you stand unshaken in storms that terrify them, it exposes their own fear. When they watch you trust when everything looks hopeless, it confronts their doubt. Your faith is like a mirror. They either see what they could be or what they are not yet willing to become. That is why some avoid you, why some speak against you, why others are drawn to you without knowing why. Because your faith is not human, it is eternal, and eternity unsettles the temporary. Chosen one, understand this. They sense your faith not just in your victories, but in your trials. They saw you lose and still believe. They saw you break and still pray. They saw you stand alone and still lift your eyes toward heaven. That is why they whisper. Because they know your connection is not built on appearances, it is forged in the unseen. And though they may never say it to your face, their spirits recognize it. They know there is a light on you that cannot be faked. They know there is a presence around you that cannot be denied. And this is where the urgency enters. Do not underestimate the power of what they sense. For even those who mock you are secretly intrigued. Even those who laugh are secretly haunted by the peace you carry, because no one can ignore the fragrance of the eternal. Your very existence makes them question the limits of what they believe is possible. And though they may resist it now, the seed is planted. But here lies the deeper revelation. Your faith does not only move situations, it moves people. Without you realizing it, your quiet prayers have protected those around you. Your whispered words have shifted atmospheres. Your unwavering trust has pulled others back from the edge of despair. And they know it, even if they never say it aloud. That is why their whispers about your faith carry both awe and unease, because deep inside they know that you are not walking alone. Chosen one. This is the undeniable mark. Not the scars on your body, not the stories of your past. It is your faith, the eternal flame that burns silently but visibly, that reveals who you truly are. And while they whisper about it in private, while they wrestle with what it means, heaven already declared it long ago. You belong to the eternal. You are a living sign that God walks with his chosen. And yet, as powerful as this truth is, it is not the whole story. Because while they whisper about your faith, there is something darker, something heavier that circles in their conversations. It is not admiration. It is not respect. It is envy, the silent poison that proves your light is exposing their shadows. And that, chosen one, is where the whispers take an even sharper turn. Chosen one, let us step into a truth that is sharp, uncomfortable, but utterly undeniable. Not every whisper about you is admiration. Not every murmur is respect. Some of the words floating in the shadows carry venom. Some are heavy with bitterness. And yet, Even in those poisoned whispers, there is a secret confession hiding in plain sight. Envy. They do not envy your possessions. They do not envy your clothes, your house, your money, your career. No. Their envy is deeper. It is sharper. They envy something that cannot be bought, cannot be copied, cannot be stolen. They envy your spirit. They envy the fire inside you that refuses to go out, no matter how much life tries to smother it. They envy how you keep walking forward when others would collapse. They envy how, after battles that scarred you, your essence remains untouchable. This is the paradox. Envy looks like hatred. Envy sounds like criticism. Envy feels like rejection. But at its core, envy is recognition. Envy is an admission that you carry something extraordinary. Because listen carefully, nobody envies the ordinary. No one spends their breath whispering about what is common, predictable, replaceable. Envy is a mirror, reflecting the greatness they see in you but cannot replicate. They whisper things like, "Who do they think they are?" Or they act like nothing can break them. They try to minimize your victories. They try to mock your confidence. They try to twist your light into arrogance. But beneath the surface of those words, their hearts betray them. What they are truly saying is, "I wish I had what they have. I wish I carried what they carry. I wish I could rise like they rise." And here is the urgency, chosen one. Do not let the envy of others trick you into shrinking your fire. Do not dim your light to make others more comfortable. Do not hide your strength because it unsettles fragile egos. Their whispers are not a sign for you to retreat. They are a signal for you to advance. Because every ounce of envy directed at you is confirmation that you are walking in a realm above the ordinary. But here lies the danger. Envy is not passive. Envy schemes. Envy plots. Envy sharpens its tongue like a weapon. There are those who smile at you in public but spit venom in private. There are those who shake your hand while secretly hoping you fall. There are those who clap for you on the outside while praying for your failure on the inside. Yet even here there is revelation. Their envy is powerless against the seal you carry. They can whisper, they can plot, they can conspire. But what is marked by heaven cannot be undone by human jealousy. And that is why your story terrifies them. Because every attempt to break you has only made you shine brighter. Every rumor meant to bury you has only made your name echo louder. Every plan against you has crumbled. And every time you rose again, their envy grew sharper. You are living proof that their whispers cannot cage you. You are living evidence that no venomous word can extinguish eternal fire. So let the whispers come. Let them envy. Let them talk. Because even their jealousy is part of your confirmation. Their envy is the shadow cast by your light. The louder it grows, the greater the evidence that you are carrying something heaven-given. Something untouchable, something eternal. And here is the climax. What they envy most is not what you have endured, but what they sense is still coming. They see doors opening for you that they cannot block. They feel destiny hovering over you in ways they cannot stop. Their envy is not just about your past victories. It is about the future breakthroughs they already know are on their way. And chosen one, that is the rumor that shakes them the most, because deep down they sense what even you have not fully realized yet. The best part of your story has not even begun. Chosen one, here is where the story takes a turn most never expect. You see, not every whisper is filled with envy. Not every murmur is dipped in venom. Behind closed doors, in conversations you will never hear, there are words spoken about you that would leave you astonished. Even those who have never applauded you publicly, even those who act indifferent or dismissive to your face, when you are not present, they confess it quietly. There's something about them. Something different, something divine. They may never send you a message of encouragement. They may never clap for your victories or speak life to your face. Pride holds their lips closed. Ego keeps them silent. Yet when they sit with others, when your name rises in the room, their words betray them. They admit what their eyes have already seen, what their spirit has already recognized. They know there is a light upon you, one that cannot be imitated, one that cannot be denied. They have noticed your calm presence, the way atmospheres shift when you enter. They have seen how you rise again and again, how even your lowest moments cannot erase the dignity with which you walk. They may not say it aloud, but they feel safer when you're around. They may not confess it, but they sense a weight in your silence heavier than the noise of 1,000 voices. Your way of carrying yourself leaves fingerprints on hearts, and those impressions remain long after you've gone. Here is the irony. Some of them once doubted you. Some ridiculed you, some dismissed you, some even spoke against you. But as time unfolded, their own eyes betrayed them. They saw what you endured. They saw how nothing extinguished your flame. And now, without admitting it openly, they hold a quiet reverence toward you. It's a respect they may never voice, but one they cannot escape. They may disguise it in casual words, but their eyes change when they speak of you. Their tone softens. Their words linger longer, because in the depths of their being, they know your life is not ordinary. Chosen one, understand this. The hidden admiration of others is one of the greatest confirmations you can ever receive. Why? Because it is honest. It slips out when pride isn't looking. It escapes when they are too distracted to hide it. And it reveals what is undeniable, that your very existence is already an inspiration. You may not see yourself as an example, but they do. Your struggles, your triumphs, your unwavering spirit, they all form a testimony more powerful than any speech you could ever give. This is why you must never underestimate the quiet influence you carry. There are people who will never tell you that you gave them hope, but they found it watching you. There are people who will never thank you for the strength they borrowed, but they borrowed it because they saw you rise when you had every reason to fall. There are people who will never admit that your presence made them feel peace, but they felt it all the same. And here is the revelation. The respect they never express publicly is often more real than the applause of a crowd. Because it comes from a place deeper than performance. It comes from recognition. Recognition that you are different. Recognition that you are divine. Recognition that you are chosen. But listen carefully, because this hidden admiration is not the end of the whispers. No, chosen one, it is building towards something far greater. For beyond the quiet respect, beyond the secret reverence, there is one rumor that overshadows them all, the one that carries the most weight, the one they dare not say too loudly. And that rumor, the most powerful of all, is about to be revealed. Chosen one, this is the moment. Everything they whispered, everything they murmured behind your back, it was never random, never empty, never meaningless. These rumors are not accidents. They are echoes of eternity, vibrations of heaven announcing your identity before the world even dared to admit it. You have carried storms, and storms could not drown you. You have faced betrayals, and betrayal could not silence you. You have walked through fire, and the fire could not consume you. Why? Because your life is not ordinary. Your spirit is not fragile. Your destiny is not negotiable. You are chosen. Understand this. You don't need to defend yourself. You don't need to justify yourself. You don't need to prove a single thing. Every act of kindness you gave in silence, every prayer you whispered when no one was watching, every tear you shed in the dark, every time you rose again when life tried to bury you, those moments are louder than words. They are testimonies that cannot be erased. They are proof that the mark of heaven is on you. So hear this now. The rumors are true. You are different. You are marked. You are chosen. And no whisper of doubt, no voice of envy, no shadow of fear can undo what God Himself has sealed upon your life. Write it boldly in the comments. Seal it with your own declaration. The rumors are true. I am chosen. Say it with fire. Say it with conviction. Say it with the authority of someone who knows that destiny is already written in their favor. Now rise, chosen one. Walk with your head high. Step forward with fearless confidence, because from this moment on, even the whispers behind your back will serve only one purpose: to confirm that the light you carry cannot be hidden, to confirm that your path is unstoppable, to confirm that heaven's seal rests upon you forever. You are chosen. You are chosen. You are chosen.